Our parents, they moved somewhere because that's where the job was. But the millennials of today, they move where there is cool restaurants and pubs and activities that they love to do. You know, if people are in love with mountain biking and that's what they're passionate about, they can move here and then look for the job secondary.
First, it was a quality of life type of an asset where some trails for locals to ride. But then soon after, with all the large companies here in Northwest Arkansas with Walmart, Tyson Foods, and other vendors that support that ecosystem, it became a recruiting tool where, hey, we have trails here, mountain bike trails, you can run the trails, you can hike the trails, and of course you can bike them. Pretty quickly, it became an economic development for the region because of all the tourism.
I think Brian Lopes chose Bentonville as the destination to kind of bring everybody together simply because it's such a bike-centric town. They've got all these trails accessible from the town. We've been getting out of our house and just riding straight to the trails. Everybody's like really into biking and they're just continually building the infrastructure here, and it's honestly just a really rad town. Super stoked to be here and to be able to experience the whole town of Bentonville. Hanging out in Bentonville. The original Walmart, pretty rad. Overall, it's just a really special place. You walk through this town, this little city, it feels like you're going back in time to like the 50s or 60s. All the old buildings are here. The original Walmart's here, like the very original one. It's a museum now. You go 2 blocks over, and that's where all the trails are. There's a jump park going around the whole city.
The social scene around cycling is so wonderful. We have several restaurants that have outdoor seating and bike parking and allow you to come inside if you're dirty. And there's even places to wash your bike. Cycling has become really part of the heartbeat of this whole community. And it's really fun to see groups from outside the region enjoy the downtown atmosphere, maybe start on the square with breakfast, ride all day long, and then end up with dinner back on the square.
I think as a whole, I think the community is growing tremendously. Not just trails, corporations here are growing, and everybody's sort of on the same page to see what they can do and surprise the world with a small town like Bentonville.
One of the stats that surprises people is we're building over 2 miles a week normally throughout the year. So if you were to come here and ride all the trails in the Northwest Arkansas corridor, you could have 100 more new miles next year if you come. And I'm not sure how long we'll keep that pace up, but we are definitely focused on making Arkansas a world-class mountain bike destination. The investment is usually partnered with communities and cities. We found that building trail in an urban environment that's close to people where people live, they're going to use it more. And we've discovered that if we're going to build a trail outside an urban environment, state park is really the next best place to put it. So we've partnered with the state parks, and we're doing a project called Monument Trail. So we'll go into a state park and we'll add some of the highest quality trail that we've ever built. So the state park trails will again have levels of riding for beginners to seasoned professionals. They'll have artistic features on the trail. The trail itself will be art, and it's just going to be designed to really be a draw for tourism.
Destinations, towns, resorts all over the world have realized the value of mountain biking from a tourist point of view, but also people who live there, as a recreational part. And more places see the value and invest in it. It's amazing what happens, and you will see more and more of these kind of places in the future. And I can only imagine what the sport will be like in 10 or 15 years,
We were hopeful that developing these trails would bring an economic development impact to the region, and we actually had a study done by People for Bikes in 2017. And in the 2 counties, Benton and Washington County in Northwest Arkansas, in the year of 2017, it was a $137 million economic impact just because of the trail system. So the return on investment for a community to build mountain bike trails is certainly there, and we are actually bringing in communities to Northwest Arkansas with the International Mountain Bike Association through a program we call Trail Labs. And that is where we bring in community leaders, show them the trails, sit them down in kind of a classroom area and talk about how they can build trails in their community. And we really hope to share what we learn with the world.